to another night with yours truly, Sylvia Camille. Guys, you would not believe it. The internet at my house went down 15 minutes before showtime. So I had to zoom in my car and come to my sister-in-law's house. But that's okay. We've only missed about 8 minutes of Sunday Night Live time, but that's okay. I got a special night planned for us. So go ahead and grab you a glass of wine because my sister-in-law said, what do you need? I said, honey, I need me a beverage. I mean, I zoomed in the car because I cannot disappoint my fans. You know, I love you all so much. And I just said, you know, the devil is trying to get in Sylvia Camille's way. Remember, the word of the week last week was excited. Be excited about what your life, your new goals. So it was something very exciting was supposed to happen for me last week. And unfortunately, it did not happen. And then on Wednesday, my sister was in an automobile accident. So I'm like, okay, God. And then today, but you know what they say, when storms come, you know, the rain comes and then spring flowers. So our word of the week for you next week is refresh. And, you know, I have to share with you the meaning of refresh. I want you to refresh your life. Refresh, give new strength or energy to reinvigorate. So starting tomorrow, whatever is going on in your life, if you had a bad week last week like I did, hey, that's okay. We're going to refresh because in 20 days, spring will be here. And you know what happens? May showers bring the spring flowers. So you all know that little slogan. So I want you all to refresh all week long. And I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our special guest tonight, Mr. Antonio Jemison. Hey, Antonio.
Hey, Miss Sylvia Camille.
How you doing?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. That's right. I am so happy to have you as a guest tonight. And thank you so much for your patience with our technical difficulties.
It is such a pleasure to be invited here. And it's also a pleasure to even be here, period. I understand the technical difficulties. I've run into that little devil many a times during broadcasting.
So I just want to go ahead and jump right in. But first, guys, yesterday was Antonio's birthday and he turned the big 5-0. So, of course, I have to serenade him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Antonio. Happy birthday to you. And so I hope you have your beverage over there. This is your birthday toast.
I'm right with you, toasted.
May God bless you. So let's just jump right on in. Like I said, we don't want to waste any time. Who is Antonio Jemison? Let's tell everybody.
Who is Antonio Jemison? I'm still trying to understand who this dude is. 50 years. This dude is, he's all over the board. Antonio Jemison is a guy that's born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama. A guy that's been in the audience's eye for as long as he can remember, even back as far as 4 years old, being on stage, doing Towards the Night Before Christmas. So, and he grew up, went to high school. He was kind of a popular guy, went to the military, came out, he moved to Atlanta, and sky's been the limit thus far.
All right. Well, your name, Antonio, you took part of your name and put it as your artist name, Tony Jim. So who is that guy?
Now, Tony Jim, hold on, I have to take another sip on that
one. Oh, let me join you then.
Yeah. Tony Jim is a whole different dude. Tony Jim, Antonio can be a bit shy sometimes. Tony Jim has no shyness. He's bold. Tony Jim is outspoken, and he is a character, but he is so much fun.
Now, you are a singer, a host, and an actor. So let's first talk about your singing. How did you start singing?
I've been singing for almost as long as I can remember. Like I said, my first time remembering being on stage, I was about 4, and I recited the Towards the Night Before Christmas without the book. mind you, I'm 4 years old. I put the book away and I did the whole thing. And I think from that point is when I started with like what they call the Sunbeam Choir with the young kids.
Right.
And just growing up in the church, my granddad's a pastor, my dad's a pastor. Just growing up in a church family, all my life, and I was just one of the guys who wasn't shy about singing. Sometimes you have those guys like 11, 12, from 9 to 13, they might be a little shy if they're in the choir. And I had some directors that was like, I need some male leads. We ain't got all of our songs were led by females. So we need some male leads. So they finally gave me a try and they liked what they heard. So I can say I actually led my first song maybe when I was about 10 or 11.
Oh, you remember? Do you remember that song where you can sing a little bit of it?
Yeah, it was actually a group. It was a group effort. We did a Winans song. Everything You Touch Is a Song. I don't know if you're familiar with that song. You ever heard that song by the Winans?
You can sing a little bit.
Okay.
If you want to. That's if you want.
The Winans.
I do love the Winans because I love the Winans.
Let's see if I can remember. My part, I started the song off. I think that a song should be something more than a beautiful melody to tell the story of truth and reality. That was my first little part.
Hey, you still got it. You got it.
Everything you touch is a song. But most importantly, you touch my life one day, and all of my burdens, they just rolled away. So yeah, I was about 11 when we did that song, and from that point on, I was kind of like the premier male lead because the other guys didn't want to. They were scared to get up there, but some people that are in entertainment will understand this. That instant gratification, what you love to do. Being on stage. Film is one thing. You get your accolades afterwards. Once everybody gets a chance to see it. But when you're on stage, it's instant accolades, and people appreciate you for what you do instantly, and you get to feel it right then and there. So I like that feeling. So I did it more. And the more I did, with the help of God, hopefully I got better and better.
Well, that's awesome. Have you do you have any songs, anything that you've written?
I do have a few songs that I have written. Most of the songs that come out, I've tried so many times to write R&B songs. I've written one R&B song, but every time I put a pen to paper, it turns into a gospel song.
Well, that must be your root then.
That's my root. So I've tried several times to write this song and that song, and somewhere along the line I've erased so much that in my rewriting it becomes a gospel song or a Christian song. I'm like, it's just in me. I can't get it out of me.
Yeah, so you like to motivate people. Well, I hope one day to hear that gospel song. All of us would love to hear it. We know it would be beautiful. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. Okay. Let's talk about your acting.
Okay.
You do a lot of acting. Let's talk about these projects you've been in. You've been to New York and
I've had the opportunity to be invited to New York to film a movie about a famous rapper, actually, a guy by the name of Big L. And people that are up north, mostly people in New York or up north, New Jersey, place like that, they'll be familiar with him. He came along the same time as Jay-Z, but he was killed. And they were doing a biopic of him. And I had a chance to go up there and play an officer. But the acting thing itself, to be honest with you, Sylvia, I stumbled into it was kind of a fluke that I ended up acting. Because what happened was, I have a friend who's a comedian. He goes by the name of Squirt Go Live. If you're familiar with him, Squirt Go Live, he's hilarious. And he was hosting karaoke night. He invited me to come out. He's like, I know you sing a little bit, man. Come out and do your karaoke night. Come out and sing. So I went out and I sung a song. One of my favorite songs I do is Blackstreet before I let you go, before I let go.
We're gonna have to hear some of it. This is Black History Month, so you said Black Street, Black History Month. We might have to hear a little bit of that.
Lately, I've been thinking something's going wrong, 'cause you got an attitude and you're not in the mood like you used to. Girl, I can feel it when I hold you in my arms. The feeling is not the same. Can I be the one to blame? I don't want to lose your love. I don't want to sing the whole song.
Okay.
Before I let you go away, can I get a kiss goodnight? So back to the story. I sang there that night, and coincidentally, they also filmed a talk show there that same night. So they cleared the stage with the singers and put chairs up on the stage, and there was a panel of people, and they were talking just like a regular talk show. It was called "Don't Be Salty," and every time somebody said something that people didn't agree with, they had little salt shakers in their hand, and they would just pour salt all over the floor. And I thought it was pretty cool idea. So I got a chance to get up and talk to them, ask questions, because I was, part of the show now,
Right.
And a couple of days later, I got an inbox message asking me, saying that they saw me at karaoke, they heard me sing, they heard me speak, and asked if I was interested in being in a play, or had I ever acted. Never acted before in my life, but I went there with a monologue, and I got the lead role for the first acting I've ever done.
That's awesome.
So, long story.
That story tell anybody, don't doubt what you can do. You don't know, because it only takes one yes,
takes one.
And you've been acting ever since.
Yeah, I've been acting ever since. I've done so many stage plays. I've been in short films. I've been on television. I have what's the show? I can't think of the name of the Fatal Attraction, the television show, the series that comes on, not the movie with Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone, but Fatal Attraction, the television series that comes on.
Yeah, that comes on. I know which one you're talking about.
It comes on ID channel and in Crime TV and whatever. I have an episode on that, season 7, episode 20.
Y'all hear that? Season 7.
Season 7, episode 20. I am on Fatal Attraction. I played the father of a murdered teenager. So,
yes, I saw clips of it. Awesome. Now we're gonna come back because I have some other little questions about singing and acting. But I want everybody to know your backdrop behind you. Come on, talk about it. Talk about WK.
Backdrop. Now y'all can see it behind me. It says mansplaining.
That's right, mansplaining. WKDT 4020 Lit Radio. All right, let's talk about this platform.
22 Lit Radio. That's how I do. And I have a weekly podcast that comes on YouTube on my channel named Antonio Jemison. I have a weekly show on my podcast that comes on, and we talk about everyday issues, but we talk about them from the man's point of view. So, and I have a co-host, Melvin Stringer. He goes by the name Ducky Boy and Tony Jim. We're doing mansplaining every Wednesday night at 10:30 Eastern time. If you tune in to YouTube, I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed in the show. But I really enjoy doing that podcast.
Let's talk about how did that come about.
Well, with WKDT 422 Lit Radio, I am a media personality for them. So whenever we have music events, we do a lot of independent music talent shows and showcases and things like that. We have a radio station, internet radio station that runs 24/7. If you go to Live 365, the app Live 365, and download that and type in WKDT 420, it will take you to our radio network. And what happened was I was hosting their shows back and forth, and the president of the company, Tina Khan, she came and said, Antonio, I need you to get your own show. I want you to have your own show. I love your energy. People like talking to you, you so crazy and this, that, and other. I want you to have your own podcast. And that's kind of how it started. And I was stuck on a name, and I was watching some politics. I'm big on politics. I was watching some politics, and I remember that the term mansplaining was a term that was supposed to be derogatory, but I'm using it in a positive light. It's supposed to mean men who take a situation and they twist the facts to make it fit their outlook on things. But we don't twist anything. We just talk about what is and what isn't.
And it's always in a man's perspective. So, I got to talk about what you turning the big 5-0. What's this man's perspective on relationships right now?
Fellas, I was about to say something. I'm going to end up sounding like Derek Jackson. I don't want to sound like Derek Jackson because Derek Jackson is a panderer. I don't want to pander to anybody. I feel like at my age, as far as relationships are concerned, I think the adage is true. You get out of it what you put into it. If you don't put no time, if you don't put no love, if you don't put no finance, if you don't put no romance, if you don't put any sexual energy into it, you can't expect to get a return on any of that. Now, you might be able to get return on that, depending on the person you're dealing with, but you can't expect to get that unless you put in the time. That's the way I feel about it. You want a person to be a certain way about you or feel a certain way about you. You gotta cater that into them. You gotta breathe that into them. Because people have their own way of thinking, their own way of being.
Right.
You got to open yourself up and show them, hey, I care this much about you. I want you to reciprocate, to me. And that's kind of how I feel about it.
All right, you got some viewers. There might be some single ladies on. Who is Antonio? What are you looking for?
To be honest with you, I'm 50 now. Oh my goodness, I am 50 now. On my last show just this past week, I had a question in relation to this. At our age, at the age of 50, what are you looking for in a new relationship? Are you looking for your long lost love? I hate when people say that. People that have been married, people that have been married a couple of days, like, I'm still looking for my true love. I think you might have missed that train for real, because or it was there and it went completely over your head. Me personally, I just want someone. I want someone that I can connect with on a personal level. Finance doesn't matter to me. At my age, I don't want little kids. I love the babies. I love them. But I don't want none. I want no parts of them. The best thing I can do for a baby is hand it over to his mama and daddy. So I would prefer a woman who has some traditional values, a woman who's open-minded about learning new and doing new and different things. Not so much, we're set in our ways at a certain age, but be accepting to learning new things. That doesn't mean you have to just go all in, but at least be open to learning something new or understanding something.
Okay. Got it. So you all hear that, ladies? Anybody who's single, who's listening? Antonio Jim told you what he looking for.
I'm a sucker for pretty feet and a good voice, and a singing voice. I'm a sucker for pretty feet and a singing voice.
Pretty feet and a pretty voice.
If she can sing and she has some pretty feet, come here, girl. Come here. let me tell you something. I got my check today, girl. No, let me stop. Let me stop playing with your audience.
No, I love it. This show is positivity, and we like to have fun on Sunday Night Live. Sylvia Camille, we not stuffed up.
I will say this though. One of the best moments I've ever had doing a stage play is when I was just out of the blue. I was asked to audition for a play that was already going on because some guy fell out, and I got a chance to step in, and I got a chance to be on stage with Miss Sylvia Camille. That was a blessing. I didn't know you guys, but I loved you guys from the day that I walked into that auditorium.
That meant he was not supposed to be there.
That he was not supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be I'm Montel. I'm Montel Dawson, baby. Get that right.
Yes. Anyone who is watching and you saw me as the lead in When Love Calls Your Name, directed and written by none other than Javon Johnson. This was my love interest, Montel Dawson.
Montel Dawson, baby.
Yes, and we had a beautiful time. It was that was so much fun, and that's what we said. Remember, we laughed about it. We was like, I don't think he was supposed to be here then.
Right. Yeah, that was like, hey, that guy must. Hey, he just keeping the seat warm for me until I got in, because
that just tells you what God has for you. It is for you,
right?
That's shown off. That was a shown off example. So we'll tell them, just stay tuned to our Instagram and Facebook pages. They might be seeing us in something together real soon. So real soon. So which famous musicians have you admired along your journey?
Oh man. It's so many that mean so much to me, and for different reasons. Of course, I'm MJ all day. I'm Michael Jackson all day, all night, twice on the weekends. You call me on a holiday that day too. I never take a day off from Michael Jackson. But when it comes to songs, I'm really into lyrics. Using lyrics today is a lost art in the music. Everybody just want to be, just so blunt about what they want to say. There's no innuendo. There's no, cute little way to say what you want to say. They just want to spit it out. For me, I like people whose substance kind of hinges on the lyrics. People like India Ari, Jill Scott, Lionel Richie. I go back to Lionel Richie's songs, and Lionel Richie, being that he's from Alabama, also I'm from Alabama as well. Being that Lionel Richie is from Alabama, I've always followed him. So all of his writing, all of his songs, I like almost anything that Lionel Richie has done. But if I was to say today, as an artist, Anthony Hamilton is probably my favorite today.
Oh, okay, awesome. Who would you like to collaborate with if the opportunity presented itself?
Oh man, Anthony Hamilton, his backup singers, the Hamiltones, them boys bad. Them boys are bad, the Hamiltones. You know what? And my best friend, he has a running joke on this because I lied to him when we were kids, maybe like when I was 11 or 12. When Bobby Brown first left New Edition, I made up this big old story to my best friend. Here I am in Alabama now. They in Boston. I told him I was going to be the next member of New Edition. And to this day, he throws that in my face. So if I was to collab with anybody today, let me get on the track with New Edition.
All right.
All day. I got the dance steps and everything.
All right. I hope Ronnie listening.
Hey, I'm gonna be back there with Mike Bivens and Ricky Bell. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, that is funny. I love it. And he believed you. He really believed you, didn't
he? He really believed me. And to this day, he'd be like, boy, you had me believing you was going to be in New Edition. Like, well, I wanted to be, but then when they got Johnny, I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Well, y'all good now. Y'all good. Y'all don't need me now because I was already a Johnny fan.
Y'all good. All right. Any radio host that you look up to?
My media, and I'll say media personalities because it's a little bit deeper than just radio hosts. Some radio hosts, one radio host in particular, Tom Joyner. Okay. I love Tom Joyner. You know what I'm saying? I like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's okay. Sometimes Ricky Smiley. I like them. But as far as media personalities, two people that I really looked up to, how they interviewed people and how they interacted with people. One is, rest in peace, Mr. Larry King. I used to watch Larry King live, and the suspenders and the horn rim glasses. I used to watch him all the time. So he was someone I looked up to in the media business, and also one of my monikers on my podcast, Mansplaining, is I call myself the Black Johnny Carson. So I like watching the Carson show when I was young, and I loved the way Johnny Carson would interview, and he would crack up, and he would, act up with all his guests and everything. So Larry King, Johnny Carson, and who did I say?
Larry King, Johnny
on the radio.
Tom Joyner.
Tom Joyner. I'm sorry, Tom Joyner.
That's okay. The radio host, Tom Joyner. So let's describe for us your, and that's good to understand the difference, the radio host and then the media personality, because the media personality, how would you describe yours? Because I know how, looking at you, I would say what I want to hear what you're going to say.
How would I describe my personality as far as on air?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm more Johnny Carson than Larry King. I'm Larry King in the sense that I try to find questions that not everybody has asked you. Because Larry King I think he was the top in doing that, finding questions that not everybody asked you, something different to ask you. And but I'm a jokester. I like to have fun. I don't want a serious interview. We can have serious moments of an interview, but I don't want a serious interview, because I think media is about entertainment. Even the news is about entertainment, because they entertain you with the stuff that they're putting out there, whether they are embellishing or not. We ain't gonna get political on here, but yeah, whether they're embellishing or not, it's entertaining. So I tend to consider myself more of an entertainer than a personality, because I try to tap into all my gifts: the singing, the hosting, the acting. I used to dance, and so not formal dance, but I used to be able to cut a rug. I used to be able to cut. I used to tick and they ain't ready for all that. They ain't ready for all that.
They not ready for all that. We can send it through the air. We can send it through the airway.
Yeah, we can send it through there.
All right. So, what is your favorite part about hosting, acting, singing? What you love most about it?
The biggest attraction to me with hosting and doing things like that is meeting people. I love meeting people, especially people that have something to talk about. Somebody that has something going on. Yeah, I could just shoot the breeze with somebody and just carry a little basic conversation, but in a minute or two, I'm gonna walk off from that, because there's no substance there. I enjoy meeting people, getting to know them, giving them the platform to put their word out there, giving them a place to say something that might be important to me, as well as them, as well as a lot of other people. So I want to give them that platform to put forth whatever message they have that might help somebody. So I'm about meeting people and meeting new people and learning new things.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, if you could change anything in any parts of the industry that you're affiliated with, what would it be?
One thing that I used to have a problem with in the industry was image. Image used to bother me, because the industry was so caught up on the looks of a person that they overlook the talent. And what I mean by that is that sometimes people are in positions to do artistic things that aren't really the best at that artistic thing, but they sure look good doing it. So I think when they started putting other artists out there and started embellishing on the darker hued sisters, the full body sisters, things like that, the natural hair and stuff like that, not wanting every woman to be fair skinned and long pressed hair. Not that there's a problem with that, but that doesn't encompass the entire Black community. You know what I'm saying? So if this is our media, our music, our outlet, we want to receive that from people that look like us. Yes, there are some out there that are fair skinned, long hair. Yeah, but there are others that are out there with dark hair, dark skin, short hair, natural hair, or whatever the case may be. So I just want to make sure that whatever I do, however I'm reaching out, is going to touch everybody in every, I want to say, borough, every borough of the Black community.
That's beautiful. With this being the last day of Black History Month, you want to make sure that your gifts, yeah, yeah.
And
Don't forget we got,
it still sucks that we only get a month. I remember when it used to be Black History Week.
yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
We got some Black History trivia coming for you too. I hope you up on it. But that's
all
right. That's all right. All our viewers gonna help you in the comments section.
Yeah, y'all help me out. Anybody that's watching right now, y'all make sure y'all type in. I'm looking at the comments, so y'all make sure y'all tell me.
Now, Antonio,
I'm pretty good with trivia, though. I'm pretty good with trivia.
You're pretty good with trivia.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with trivia.
We're gonna find out in a moment. I want to go back because as I'm looking at you on the screen with your little hats, that's a part of your personality too.
Yeah, my fedoras are part of my look. See, even on my
yes.
logo, people are familiar with seeing me with some type of fedora. I love fedoras.
I love it. All right, so what is the biggest reward?
I got hair though.
You want to let everybody know you have some hair?
I got hair. I got big forehead. Anyway, go ahead.
What is your biggest reward that you feel from all of your gifts? Or you can pick one of your gifts that's the dearest to you, and what is your biggest reward?
Wow. Acting is a gift that I found later in life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, much later. Like I was 40 when I went to that karaoke that night when they saw me. I was, 40, 41. That's a good question.
That's a good question. We can come back to it.
Yeah, come back to that one. Come back to that one.
Because with acting, I'm pretty sure it's so much you can say.
It is.
We can come back to it. It's no problem. Let's talk about COVID-19. How has COVID-19 impacted your gifts? And not in a negative way. We don't want to just focus on negative. This is a positive show, but we know some people have it has impacted their life negatively. But what has it done for you positively with this industry?
What it has done, it's forced me to be more purposeful with applying for auditions and putting in submissions and stuff, because a lot of times I kind of gotten involved with a network of people that were all doing something, and most of my auditions or roles were coming from word of mouth. Hey, Antonio, we need you to come over here and do this. Hey, Antonio, we need you to come over. So I wasn't really applying myself to submit for things on my own. I was just waiting on whatever somebody I knew had going on, whatever project they had going on. But then when COVID kicked off, of course, a lot of that slowed down. But there were still productions going on under COVID measures. It was just a matter of me having to put myself out there and go ahead and get on Actors Access. Go ahead and pay the little money. Go ahead and pay the little money for the year, and so I can start, submitting for myself and not just waiting on someone to recognize my talent and say, "Hey, come over here." So it made me buckle down a little bit more to apply to put an application to what I'm trying to do. Make sure I submit on my own, not waiting on what somebody else has going on. So it's kind of put me in a position where I'm fighting for my right to do what I want to do, and I love this fight.
Awesome. I love when you said, "Don't wait on anybody." So for anyone who's listening, that should be a big nugget and a takeaway for whatever is going on in your life to refresh your life. I love that, Antonio.
Another thing on that I can say is that don't let age deter you, because like I said, I didn't do my first stage play officially. Yeah, I did some church stage plays, but I didn't do my first official stage play until I was like 41. Until I was like 41 years old, and acting had long gone from my mind because I never ran into that opportunity. But just by chance, I was in the right place at the right time, and the right people saw me, and that's how I feel. That's how I feel now. The more I put myself out, the better the chance that somebody that has something meaningful is going to see me. So yeah, I love it.
Great. I love that's great. Now, what impact has the internet? It's almost in the same thing in a sense with you. Let's talk about how the internet has helped you catapult, take you to other measures in your career.
Astronomically. And to be honest, before the internet, yes, young people, there was a time before internet. Okay, so before internet, I was still living in Birmingham then. And to be honest, most of my talent was spent at the church. From singing in the choir to leading in the choir to directing the choir to being on the mime team to organizing and coaching the spiritual step team. I did almost everything you can do with the kids in the church. I've done it. Youth advisor, you name it. I did it. I stayed busy. So a lot of my talents and gifts were being used in the church. And it's not to say that my talents aren't good for the church anymore. The church is not good enough for my talent. I just feel like God put me in a situation where it just broadened my spectrum, where not only church people get to see me now other people get to see me and they can hear me do whatever I do. But at the end, I'm going to give glory to God because that's what He wants me to do. She said church plays were official. Hey, they are official. They are official. I'm not here to down any church production at all, because there are some that are absolutely outstanding, but we're not getting paid for those. So being that I'm an actor and this is my lane, as far as entertaining, I'm looking for compensation of the work that I do. I don't look for that in church, but out here in what I would call the acting real world, I look for compensation for what I do, because I'm going to give you everything that I got.
And that's great that Phyllis Cameron has put that up there. Church plays was official. Maybe that's funny. Did you know? And Antonio, being an actress myself, when we're trying to get to the next level, we can't have that on our IMB.
Yeah, right.
Unless you're in the entertainment industry, and because we love doing church plays, of course.
Right.
I don't knock them at all.
If they go to your IMDb credits and everything that's on there as a church play,
they're not looking for that.
They're like, you haven't been on a set. You've only dealt with the people in the church, and granted, there are some church productions I've seen that was like, oh my God, but that's not every church play. Right. That's not every church play. That's not every play.
Yeah, we like that comment, Phyllis. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate
that. Training ground. Exactly. It was a training ground. It definitely was a training ground for me. Like I said, I used all those talents in the church, and when the time came, I had so much in me that it took me 41 years, but I got to the point where I was able to just let it out, let it all out. And, since then on stage, I've sang, I've danced, I've acted, I've done done a little comedy. So I love it. I love it. So yes, church plays can definitely be a training start.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just saying that is what God was using to prepare you for where He was taking you through.
Amen, sister. Yes, amen. I agree wholeheartedly.
I love it. I love this live comment. It took me a minute to figure out how to post them, but I love it. Now that I know how to use them now. So what is the best advice you have to give for independent artists, and not just artists? Because somebody asked me, like, Sylvia Camille, you always have people who are part of the entertainment industry on your show. Will you ever have anyone else who's not trying to be an actor, a singer, or a writer? And I said, yes, that's coming too. My guest's gonna change up, but because my heart, is in the entertainment industry, that's where we started from. So for anyone who's out there listening, Antonio, what is the best advice for them who remember our theme on Sunday Night Live is about. I had to bring my little pillow with me since I don't have my backdrop.
Dream big.
Dream big. So anybody who's out there listening, Antonio, what kind of advice do you have for them about living and dreaming big?
I'll say, like I say, when I end my show, every time I end my show, I end with this phrase here. No matter what you do it to your best ability, because giving less than your best is failure. I don't care if you won. If you didn't give it your best, you failed yourself personally. I don't care if they gave you a trophy. If you could have done better, you failed yourself personally. Giving less than your best is failure.
So that's all a self-reflection with yourself. No matter, even if you already had a trophy.
Right. Even if you already had the trophy, even if everybody that high-fived you, put you up on your shoulder, if you know within yourself you had more to give, you could have done more, you could have done it better, that's a personal failure. It's a success to them, but to you failed yourself because you failed yourself at exceeding opportunity, exceeding expectations for opportunities that were presented to you.
Oh my goodness!
When you very well could have, because you have it within you. You got, like my pastor used to say, you got to let that which is in you come up on you, so everybody will see it.
Oh, I love it! I love it. So, what is the best advice that someone has given you, and have you listened?
I listen later. Because sometimes you're just a glutton for punishment to learn stuff on your own. Even when people tell you, hey, if you walk on this yellow line, everything in life is gonna be fine. You still gonna step off that line. You're gonna step off that line. Why? Because you're you. Nobody walks the line and feet never come off the yellow line. So the advice that was given to me was that very statement that I gave. I got that from my 5th grade teacher.
Oh,
giving less than your best is failure. That I got that from my 5th grade teacher, Miss Shelbourne. That was a motto that she lived by, and it became a mantra for me. So I tell people that all the time, and the reason I tell people that all the time is because Miss Shelbourne told that to
me. Is she still alive?
That I don't know. That I don't know. That was 5th grade. I hadn't seen Miss Shelbourne since I was in high school. And I've been in high school for.
Because I would definitely love to hear what she has to say about her Antonio and still spreading her advice.
I know, and she was such a dear lady. Miss Shelbourne. She was very she was purposeful of making sure that her black, and I won't say her black students because that's all we had with black students. She was purposeful in making sure that her kids understood what she was teaching, because she didn't want anybody to leave her class and say, I don't understand what I taught you. If I taught you, I don't ever want you to say, I don't understand, because then that speaks on me. And that was the way she looked at it. If I taught you something, you said you don't know, then that looks bad on me. So, so I feel like that also. If I impart something to someone and they just vehemently walk away from it, don't follow along with it, I feel like a personal failure. I feel like, maybe not to a major degree, but to a small degree, I'm like, I was trying to help him. Maybe I didn't say the right things. Maybe I didn't use the right tactics. I always second, especially when I'm trying to talk to a young man and trying to give him some insight, or what I call dropping gems. Tony Jim, dropping gems. Get it? Anyway, when I call dropping gems on a young man about life and situations, if I see later that he did not follow what I said, I feel a small personal responsibility, because maybe I could have done more to help him. Maybe I could have given him a better example. So, yeah.
I just think that's awesome that you still remember that from 5th grade and you turned 50 on yesterday. So she had a really big influence on your life. So that really speaks volume.
She really did. Miss Shelbourne. I'm sorry. She was one of the most beloved teachers at the school. We really love Miss Shelbourne. So yeah.
All right. So here's a fun question I always like to ask my guests. If you were not in the entertainment industry, what would you be doing? What would your career path?
Honestly, I might be a pastor. Not that I still can't do that, but I'm waiting on him to call me. Mm-hmm. So if he don't call, I won't go. Some people didn't get the call and they went anyway. So if God don't call me to it, then I won't go. But maybe some type of minister in the church full time or something like that. Okay. If I wasn't, but I don't know. People say they waiting on it. I'm like, I'm 50 now. So they're like, your granddad was a pastor, your dad was a pastor. We waiting on you. Just because he called them, don't mean he picked up the phone and had Tony in his mind.
He did. All right, here's another question I like just for fun. What is the most trouble you've gotten in and you had to use your gifts to pull you back and get you out of that
trouble? That's
and not trouble, or you might just been in a situation that had you down, depressed, or
well, I won't say that I was in trouble. Okay, we were at a college basketball game when I was in school. We were at a college basketball game, and there was supposed to be a singer for the national anthem. She did not show. And all my friends were like, Tony, go sing. Go. I'm like, no. And the advisor came in the middle of the floor. The counselor came in the middle of the floor, pointed to me and come on down here. They say you can sing, so just go ahead and bless us. It doesn't matter if it sounds good or if it sounds bad. I was offended when he said that. So I had to go up there and sing. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. Bad? Hold on. You trying my gangster. Don't try my gangster like that, Mr. Counselor. So that would have been a situation where I wasn't necessarily in trouble, but there was a situation where help was needed. Mm-hmm. People was looking at me, but I didn't want to go, and I was called out, and I got a chance to go there and sing.
And I bet you did a great job.
Some people clapped.
Some people clap. Okay, that's a cute little story. They put you on the spot, so you like it did with him saying you better not mess up or whatever.
Yeah, he was saying it don't matter. Just come in if it's good, if it's bad, it don't matter.
Yeah, that's cute. Little story.
He just tried me. Did he just try me? He tried me. So let me go down here and show Mr. Counselor, man. Give me this microphone.
All right, before we move to trivia and before we get ready to wrap up, Tonio, what is the message you would like to give all of your fans? What's next for Antonio, and how can they follow you on all your media platforms?
What's next is, first of all, we're continuing to push Mansplaining, my podcast, again on Wednesday nights here on YouTube, on my channel. Just type in my name, Antonio Jemison, at 10:30 Eastern time. We are really trying to push that. I want my show to become a national brand. I do. I want it to become a national brand. I want it to be a show where from somebody from nobody comes on my show to hell, I got a president on my show. I want to be able to encompass everybody under the umbrella of Mansplaining. So, and along with that, I have a couple of other projects coming up. I'm getting ready to do a stage play called A Good Woman or a Fool, directed and written by Mr. Kevin Townley, who's an outstanding writer and director. As a matter of fact, we had a photo shoot today for that. And also coming up later this year, myself and you will be gracing the stage again for another I ain't gonna, tell everything. We're gonna grace the stage for another project here in the next coming months, and we were so close to performing that last year, and COVID stopped us from doing that play 2 days before we hit the road.
2 days before we hit the road, we couldn't go.
2 days before we hit the road, COVID kicked in, and now we're getting the opportunity to do that production again later in the year. And I want to give all thanks to Mr. Javon Johnson for doing everything. For those that don't know Javon, if you watch Tyler Perry's The Oval, if you watch that show, The Oval, Javon Johnson is Richard. He is the butler on that show. And he's an amazing guy, amazing writer, amazing director. So I have a few things that's coming up. The Mansplaining line. We got some T-shirts we're going to start marketing, and some cups and some other stuff we're going to start marketing. Trying to get the Mansplaining Nation up and running.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Antonio.
It's my pleasure.
50 kisses through the air. 50 kisses through the air. All right, now today, guys. Okay, I'm adorning something for Black History for the clothes. I could put on. I told you I had to zoom on out, but I'm adorning something to represent. This is the end. Well, it's not the end of Black History because we celebrate for us. Every morning we wake up and we look in the mirror. We see our beautiful shades of Blackness when we wake up. But just to point out some history trivia questions. So, guys, get ready. I want y'all to get ready to help Antonio in the comments.
Y'all help me out with this now.
So since we're into the entertainment, all these questions, think about Black history, think about movies, Black TV shows. That's
put your thinking cap on.
Put your thinking cap on. That will be the category. So the first question is, which girl was kicked out of the dream? And let me read all the choices first, okay?
Okay.
Which girl was kicked out of the dreams in Dreamgirls? Dina, Laurel, Effie, or Michelle? Effie. Oh, let's see somebody. I thought I saw somebody. Great answer. That is correct. Great answer. Norma said, "Great, awesome, that's good." Yes, Effie. We all remember from Dreamgirls. Effie stormed out of there. She was a hot mess.
Hot mess.
She was All right, question number 2. What was Mookie's job in Do the Right Thing?
Mookie?
Pizza delivery boy, clothing store sales associate, pool cleaning, or taxi driver?
He delivered pizza for sale.
All right, get it, Antonio. All right, awesome. All right, last question. In Girls Trip, what fruit did Dina use to get her friend's sex advice?
Was it a grapefruit?
Antonio, you are the ball. Happy Black History to you. With your black, wait a minute, Antonio on the road, chum. I might as well go there.
I know a little song. I don't know everything, but I know a little song.
Oh, wait a minute. That grapefruit was the answer. Okay, so real quick.
Okay.
Quincy's father from Love and Basketball played which NBA team? New York Knicks, Chicago Bulls, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers.
New York Knicks.
I just stopped at the 3 questions.
He played for the Lakers.
Clippers.
He played for the Clippers. Okay, I got that one wrong. Oh man, I'm mad at myself right now. Y'all give me a moment.
No, you were good. Okay. I was pushing the envelope. You at 100%.
The Knicks. Okay.
100%. Wait a minute. We got one more comment. Okay. So Antonio, I just want to thank you again for being on Sunday Night Live with Sylvia Camille. It has been a pleasure. So don't you go anywhere. I'm gonna come right back. I just want to close us out. Okay.
All right.
Guys, wasn't that so much fun? We learned a lot about Tony Jim. I want you to support my friend on his YouTube channel and also on his Facebook page. Don't forget, this week we're going to refresh. Okay, we're going to invigorate whatever's going on in our life. You know, guys, I love you. The same time, same place. And again, I want to apologize for starting late, but hey, it's live. If any producers out there listening, somebody who want to pick up something like live with Sylvia Camille in the studio, just hit me up in my DM. We are ready. So we won't have any technical difficulties. I love you all. Smooches. See you next Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m.